Hello guys, today is the second session of our endocrine series. Today we are going to talk about the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland, we also call that hypophysis. It's about 1 centimeter. It's relatively a very small gland and it is located at sella turcica. And the sella turcica means the bony cavity at the base of brain. And it is connected to the hypothalamus via pituitary stalk. There are main two distinct parts of the pituitary gland. They are adenohypophysis, which is we called as the anterior pituitary, and the neurohypophysis, which is we called as the posterior pituitary. So this is an illustration of the pituitary gland. You can see the anterior pituitary, posterior pituitary, hypophyseal stalk, which is connect the pituitary to the hypothalamus. And when we talk about the anterior pituitary, there are 6 main peptide hormones. They are growth hormone, ACTH, TSH, prolactin, FSH and LH. GH, growth hormone. So the growth hormone promotes the growth of the entire body. It promotes growth via affecting protein formation, cell multiplication and cell differentiation. ACTH, adenocorticotrophin hormone. This hormone controls the secretion of some adrenocortical hormones, which affect the metabolism of glucose, proteins and fat. TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. This controls regulate the thyroid hormone, which means that it controls the rate of secretion of thyroxine and other thyroid hormones, which is secreted by the thyroid gland. And these hormones control the rate of most intracellular chemical reactions in the body. Next, we are going to talk about prolactin. Prolactin promotes mammary gland development and milk production. And there are FSH and LH. They are two separate gonadotrophic hormones. FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. It promotes the ovarian follicle growth and spermatogenesis. And the LH, luteinizing hormone. This promotes ovulation and testosterone and estrogen production. The hormones of the posterior pituitary. There are 2 main hormones of the posterior pituitary which are secreted by the posterior pituitary. These hormones are not produced in the posterior pituitary. They are ADH and oxytocin. When we talk about the function of the ADH, it controls the rate of water excretion into the urine. So it helps to control the concentration of water in the body fluid. So it is important for fluid balance in the body. Oxytocin. And oxytocin helps express milk from the glands of the breast to nipples during suckling. And it helps in the delivery of the baby at the end of the gestation because it promotes the uterine contractions in labor. Anterior pituitary cell types. Anterior pituitary contains several different cell types that synthesize and secrete hormones. Usually there is one cell type for each major hormone. Okay. So when we talk about growth hormones, there are somatropes. They are 30 to 40% of anterior pituitary cells. We talk about ACTH, the cell types are mainly corticotropes. They are about 20%. The TSH is mainly produced via thyrotropes. They are about 3 to 5%. And the FSH and LH hormones are produced by gonadotropes. They are also about 3 to 5%. The PRL, prolactin, is produced by lactotropes. They are also about 3 to 5%. The majority are somatotropes, which produce the growth hormones. The posterior pituitary hormone synthesis. As I told you previously, these hormones are not synthesized in the pituitary. So they are synthesized by cell bodies in the hypothalamus. And they are transported via axons and stored and released in posterior pituitary. There is a control of hypothalamus pituitary control. So the anterior pituitary control, it is controlled by hypothalamic releasing or inhibiting hormones via portal circulation. And the posterior pituitary, it is controlled by nerve signals from the hypothalamus. So these two have different mechanisms. This is an illustration of hypothalamic hypophyseal portal system. Okay. So you can see anterior pituitary is highly vascular, but the posterior pituitary is not that much vascular. As we saw in the diagram, anterior pituitary is a highly vascular gland, and the lowermost portion of the hypothalamus is called the median eminence. You can see the median eminence here, and the hypothalamic releasing and inhibitory hormones are secreted in the median eminence. So the hypothalamic releasing and inhibitory hormones control these anterior pituitary secretions, and the function of releasing and inhibiting hormone is to control secretion of the anterior pituitary hormones.